everyone, it's your girl Whitney, and I am so excited about today's video. So, you already know that I did the 75 soft challenge this year. I started on January 1st, and I actually made a video of me doing this challenge, and it was 4 weeks in. So, if you're interested in hearing the backstory of why I started this challenge, and then the first 4 weeks of the challenge, I would recommend you watch that before you watch this video. But today is about the results. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I keep saying excited because I actually finished a challenge for once in my life. I feel like this was just a really good thing for me to start the year off, and let's get talking about it because, like I said, we did it. We did it. So if you're new here, again, my name is Whitney. I made it one of my goals this year to focus on my health. And with that comes weight loss, hopefully, fingers crossed that you're able to figure your stuff out when it comes to wanting to lose weight. And I decided to pick 75 soft. It's very different from 75 hard. You have a lot more flexibility, which is just a part of life. I am team flexibility, team, rearrange, team figure it out. When I have like really hard goals and something that's like doesn't fit into my normal daily life, it's just not going to work. And a lot of this is very, challenging. Like I wanted to keep the challenge going after I finished it. And I am doing it. So I want to tell you how I got there, what I did, and just kind of give you the story of how I completed my 75 soft journey. So I started this challenge off at 186.6 pounds. That's pretty high for me as an individual. When I lived in New York last year, my weight without having like a so-called healthy diet was anywhere between 170 and 175. When you're in New York, you're walking a lot. You have a very active lifestyle. So I would walk every day. I would use multiple modes of transportation. I was like out and about. So I was able to kind of like walk a lot of the not unhealthy, but not very healthy diet. Like I wasn't eating too crazy, but I wasn't really like keen on like I have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. It just kind of felt right to be in that particular weight range. But when I moved here, I started driving everywhere, and I wasn't healthy at all. I was eating freaking Cane's, Chick-fil-A, barbecue, you name it, drinking sweet tea every day, like doing everything you would think if you weren't from the South, because I grew up with all that and I ate like that growing up. Not particularly every day. I had healthy foods, of course, but I was able to eat fast food maybe once or twice a week, and then have like go out on the weekends, with family to eat. So that is kind of what I thought I could do when I got back, and then I was doing it more. So it was a recipe for just weight gain. Like to be honest, that's what happened. So whenever I was looking for a challenge, I wanted one that focused on, what you're putting into your body, because I never really had to really focus on that. And now that it's a couple years into like consistently gaining weight, I was like, okay, let me focus on what I'm putting into my body. So with 75 soft, I elected the 80-20 kind of lifestyle with a calorie deficit. So like I said in the last video, I use MyFitnessPal to, track everything I eat, and I am still in that, calorie deficit. You would think that I could have just been doing this. Like I started it, and it only took me two weeks for my body to adjust. And you would be crazy how like full you get off of being in a calorie deficit. And, obviously the trick to that is to eat a lot of protein. So I was trying to average over 100 grams of protein. That's just me. I know a lot of people, want to shoot for like 120, 140, 150. That's for you to decide. So like I said, 75 soft is very like cater to you. I know there's like a list online saying this is 75 soft, but this is my 75 soft. I really wanted to set myself up and kind of do what I thought I could take and move with after the challenge. So 80-20 calorie deficit protein. Great. I consistently saw weight loss, whether it was like a pound or a little bit more than a pound a week. In my last video, I said between like the first week and like the third week, I lost like 3 or 4 pounds. So that was just like initial shock, because I'm like all over the place, but also in January I decided to do to do dry January, which means no alcohol. So that kind of sped everything up as well. I eventually reintroduced it, but I am trying to like obviously drink less alcohol, find low calorie options, which I'll give Rex. But anyway, so I, consistently saw weight loss. Then I got to the week where I took a vacation. On that vacation, I think I worked out maybe once. So, again, it's a challenge. 75 soft is very flexible. So I did not start over or, freak out. I enjoyed myself on vacation. And what I found is, I gained a pound and, I moved on with my life. I really had fun. And also took a Pilates class. Shout out to my boyfriend's mom. Thank you for, giving me a little Pilates class. But it just teaches you that you're going to have to adapt. I didn't really think of that when I first started the challenge. I was so into it. Then I was like, oh, shoot, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to California. We're traveling a lot. So it's going to be kind of harder to stay on track. But I did have that in the back of my mind. I went grocery shopping for breakfast. I eat yogurt consistently. Yogurt's great with protein. I do the 5A. I was doing 2%, but I do 5 now because I just like it tastes more creamier. And I don't think it's like 1 gram less of protein and then 10 more calories. I'm like, sure. If I'm going to enjoy my yogurt a little bit more in the morning, might as well change that. But that really like starts my day. It's good for your gut health and whatnot. And it works. So that's what I generally, try to do on vacation. Other than that, I try to pick high protein meals. And then other than that, I, really just was like, I'm just going to eat what I want because it's vacation. So when I got back, something like clicked in my mind and I was like, I want to go hard. So I use Peloton app. I got a Peloton last September and I was like really on it and like rode it a lot, and I actually lost weight then. But obviously I gained it back because my diet. So I did a lot of cycling, and then I also did strength training. So those are my big 2, methods of working out. I have the Bowflex weights where you can kind of like change your weight, and it's really like tucked into a corner. It's on a whole weight rack. So that really helped me while being home working out. And so I did those 2 things. And like I said, when I got back, I kind of switched and I leaned more into my strength training. So my, you'll see when I like flash up the different weeks of my weight, you'll see that my scale, it's called Whiting's, gives you a body comp number. Is it accurate? Who knows? But I started it and I ended it. And what was like the greatest feeling is my body comp, like slowly the fat going down and the muscle going up. I really think, especially as women, we need to strength train. It really just changes your body. It tones you up. My arms are so much more toned and I actually feel strong. I also did more upper body. I would always do lower body. Like I have, soccer legs. I know I could kill a lower body workout, even a full body, but I did a lot of upper body, changed the game. Like I said, knowing like what works for you is really, important in these challenges. Like do not copy someone else's challenge. Figure out what you want to do and go for it, because that will create more longevity in this process. Make it not easy for you, because it is hard. It's not easy, but make it easier by choosing things you actually like to do in terms of working out. So yeah, I rode that Peloton app. I found my favorite trainers. I ended up doing 1 upper body, 1 lower body, 1 full body, and 2 cardio sessions a week. So I did 5 days a week, 30 minutes each. There was a couple weeks I did 6 because I was like, I feel freaking good. This feels good to work out and do my thing. But yeah, that's basically what I did. And along with, using the MyFitnessPal app, tracking what I ate and, upping my protein and doing an 80-20, your girl lost weight each week. And, at the end, I found that, like, with a lot of the protein, upping my protein, I needed to add in more vegetables. You'll slowly learn what your body needs as you go through. So you're going to kind of like change your diet. So I stopped sweet tea. I stopped eating, or mindless eating. I really focused on what I needed to do to make my body feel good. So no sweet tea, no alcohol, eating whole foods. That lost weight. Then I went on vacation. I was like, okay, I need to readjust. I need to get back into it. What do I want to do differently? Kept upping my protein and doing more strength training. Then I was like, okay, I feel like I'm lacking in the vegetable department. It's really like I'm eating carbs. I love me some pasta, and some breads, whether it's sourdough or pita or whatever. And then I was like, I need to start eating more vegetables. And that was like the second to last week or the last week. So like I said, it's going to be a journey, and you're going to realize like your body's wanting more things, wanting less things. But that's where I'm at. And y'all, drum roll please. I ended up losing 9.2 pounds. Ah! Go me, go me, go me. You gotta celebrate these wins. So that was just like eye-opening. We get later on in life, your metabolism slows down. You're like, oh, I can't eat like a teenager anymore. Yeah. And so, like, I just realized that this is kind of like life now. You kind of have to like figure it out. And that's what I did with this challenge. So that is basically my journey when it comes to the working out part. Obviously, there's other aspects of 75 Soft as like reading. What else is there? Water intake. Sorry, I'm like 2 weeks out. I'm filming this video a little late than I wanted to. But with me, I wanted to learn Italian. I started reading the first 2 weeks, and I was doing it at night, and I was falling asleep, y'all. I was like, I don't think this is going to work. And I plan to go to Italy, not this year, but next year. And I was like, might as well learn a little Italian, do some Duolingo. So I did really well before my vacation. You're going to see a theme. And not like the vacation messed me up, but it kind of slowed me down in other aspects of the challenge, which are very important. I'm talking about my weight loss, but doing the other things, stimulating your brain, changing up your routine, helps with, not being on social media as much. But anyways, I was really good with it before my vacation. But after it kind of fell off, and eventually the last few weeks, I didn't do it at all. It was so funny. The other day, my friend Amanda, shout out to Amanda, nudged me on like the Duolingo app, like, hey, you haven't been in a while. I was like, girl, you know what? I have not been in a while. So I've been doing it. Again, I'm not doing it every day. I still need to like really like hone in on that. It's not hard either. Like you can be on it for like 2 minutes if you're killing a lesson. So I just need to like get back on track. But I think that was really good for me to like stimulate my brain, learn something new. We're adults now. We go to work, we do the same work every day. We come home, we probably watch your favorite TV show, work out, maybe do Duolingo or something. Like that's a bit of learning something new. I know that what was it, Wordle? I never got into that, but yeah, something that quick and short but then stimulates the brain is something that this adds to your daily life. So yeah, that I kind of fell off, and that's reality. That's why I'm like, I'm not knocking 75 hard, but like the thing is when you like when you already have so much going on, this is already a lot with like focusing on what you're eating, focusing on water intake, focusing on doing something, like just take it with a grain of salt. This is your journey. Eventually when I do have all this wrapped up, which I feel like I am on like the right path, yeah, maybe it won't be so like crazy for me to like hop on the app every day consistently, hold myself accountable and do it. But it just didn't happen this challenge, and that's reality. And then with water intake, I never really tracked it. But at my job, we have water bottles. It's a construction job. So I know one water bottle, 16 fluid ounces. So I just kind of went off how many I drink a day. And I would average about 3 before I left work, 3 to 4 before I left work. And then I would work out and probably drink, a couple water bottles here and there. So my goal was 64 ounces of water. It's surprising, but like I never really like focused on water intake. And when I was drinking liquids, it would be either soda, sweet tea, rarely water unless I was working out. Obviously, I'm not crazy and drinking sweet tea while I work out. Um, but yeah, I ended up, noticing that I needed to drink water, and it was more intuitive rather than like checking off a box. So again, I clearly found one avenue to really focus on and kind of like not fell off. I fell off of Duolingo, but I I only really drink water now. So that's pretty cool. Or I think drink water and core powers. I also use supplement to get my protein levels up, and I love core power. It tastes like a milkshake to me, and I love me a milkshake. So I think that really also helped. But literally, water core power was pretty much all I drank, other than occasional alcoholic beverage during the challenge. So that's a win for me. So I'm like, leaning more towards water now. I haven't had sweet tea either since I think last day I had it was like December 30th. I haven't had sweet tea since. So a lot of what used to do before the challenge, like obviously I'm going to drink sweet tea at some point in my life again. Like it's not like a never again. Nothing's never again. I could fall into my old habits again, but I think challenges like this teach you that you can do it. Do not give up on yourself. Like, just, for me, I just need some type of goal and, some type of direction, and I'll generally, like, figure it out. But like I said, do what you need to do. If you need to do 75 hard, girl, do it. Do it and fucking follow that. Oops. And follow that to a T. Do it. But for me, I love the 75 soft, and I would highly recommend it if you kind of just want to like have a guide and also be flexible at the end of the day. So that's it pretty much. Like I really, like I said, I keep saying I highly recommend it. Find what works for you, do what works for you, and then make it last 75 days. There are going to be ups and downs, but I truly think if you put your mind to it and kind of adapt to what works for you, you'll be successful like me. I'm so happy. Like I feel good and I'm ready to keep this going. So with all that being said and kind of bashing like 75 hard and all that, there's something new going through the pipeline. It's called 75 medium. And I think the only difference is from soft that I've been reading is there's no alcohol. You cannot drink alcohol. So stay tuned. I might be doing that this summer. If you want to do it, I will keep, updating you all when I'm going to start. But I might do 75 medium and, keep this going. I love a challenge. Like right now, I'm I'm still working out. I probably work out 3 to 4 times a week. Like I said, with the challenge, it was 5. And I'm really like kind of like on my diet. So full disclosure, I'm still losing weight each week. Like I lost a pound last week. So I think eventually my goal is in like a month or 2 to go back to my maintenance calories. So reintroduce that extra 500 calories back into my life and like see where it takes me. But I'm still trying to lose a little bit more weight, like 5 to 10 more pounds, and I'm not really like on track. I'm just going to weigh myself once a week like I did during the challenge and see what happens. But I think I want to show y'all again my progress. It's fun to see like from beginning to end. So here's a video of me. One is the one that I took on January 10th, I believe, or January 11th. I was a little late on videos. And then the one I took recently, about 2 weeks ago when I finished the challenge. So again, y'all, do not count yourselves out. Do not give up on yourself. It is possible. Consult your doctor, consult your family, consult your friends for any like, what's it called? Encouragement. I also want to shout out my friend Tara for killing it on the Peloton app for like years now. If I had a doubt in my mind that I didn't want to work out, I would go into the app, go to her profile, stalk it, and be like, this girl has been doing this for years. If she can do this every week, I can. Like, thank you, Tara, for being, there for me. And I've told you this, like, you really helped me get motivated. So find what you need to find and just do it. And with that, I close this out. A happier and healthier Whitney. I hope you find that for yourself whenever that is available to you. This year, next year, in the future, who knows? But I'm here for you if you need any support. And again, thank you for watching this video and hearing my journey. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel every week. And if you love this content, please subscribe so I can keep doing this and maybe, you know, get famous one day. But no, I do this for fun, and I'm just so glad you guys tune in. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.